All right, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave. It is the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you and me, and sometimes even talking about issues not necessarily related to music. First of all, I want to thank all of the subscribers who subscribe to me on Patreon. I really appreciate that. Picked up another subscriber today. I'm looking for $1 a month. And if you can afford to do that and support this channel, uh, honestly, it's been tough the last few days. And again, I did a video this morning about this. I figured I would just ramble and do kind of an audio podcast here and see how it goes. It's not going to be longer than 10 minutes. So, you can grab a cup of coffee, hang out, whatever you want to do. You could turn it off, as a lot of people apparently are doing. I think civility has become just a real big threat to our existence as human beings. I do this video channel. It's a very light topic. Even when I get fired up about things, we're still talking about music. And it's almost like we're talking about fictitious characters, unless you're family members or close friends with these people. They're really not going to impact your life that much. You've got their music. Much of it was recorded long ago. Some of these groups are still recording. Some have just hit the tour circuit and are relying on revenue from the touring. Personally, I just think it's really strange, though, how people get so wound up in the things that I say. And this isn't just me, though. And, I'm making a point of this because I think people have to start talking about this. What has happened to civility? That's really the theme of this little podcast. And I don't run around attacking people who I disagree with on Twitter or Facebook. I may say that I don't agree with you, but rarely do I comment on things that I don't agree with. I just don't comment on it. I'd rather, it's kind of like freedom of association. I'd rather hang out with people who like what I'm doing. And then I get called thin-skinned. This has happened on several occasions where I don't respond to somebody who's on Twitter who I don't know, who is asking me to do something for them. Could you please do a video about this topic? Could you please stop talking, for instance, about Fleetwood Mac? There's this one guy who was over there today. I didn't mention him by name, though, but he did inspire, along with a few other people, he inspired the video I did from this morning. So, he shouldn't give himself full credit because this has been building for weeks, if not months, that the level of civility is just gotten to a point where it's toxic. I think it's dangerous to humanity. I think you've got all these people all over the world who are depressed. Here in the United States, you have people consuming all kinds of mind-altering substances so they can cope with reality. And some of that is obviously their fault, and some of it, though, is the fault of the way society is right now, that you have to do something like that in order to cope with the bullying, with the nonstop negativity. I don't know what inspires somebody to go negative at somebody who they really don't know. I mean, the people who comment on my videos, they don't know me personally. I was told that I'm probably not a nice guy. That's pretty funny because I can, be a nice guy with everybody else out there. I enjoy going out, having a good time, but I am a family man for the most part, and my nice guy is pretty much used up on my children and my wife. My wife first, and then my children in that order, and then some binge watching of various shows on Netflix. And that's pretty much the fun and craziness in my life. I occasionally go to a music concert. People are asking me, "Hey, you've been talking a lot about this topic. How come you didn't go see them when they came by?" Because I don't have endless amounts of disposable income. Because I run a YouTube channel, and this isn't Ryan's Toy Review, so I'm not making $22 million a year doing videos. I wish, but I understand that nobody is that interested in what I have to say. I'm perfectly okay with the way things are. It's just I'm not okay with the level of anger and gratuitous commentary about me or my family or the way I look or whatever it is people are up to. If you think I'm stupid or if I get some of the facts incorrect on a video, it's not the end of the world because this isn't all that important. Okay, this is like a hobby. Music for people, unless they play it professionally, okay, in which case, if I played music professionally, I would not be doing YouTube videos, okay? It's just not that important. If it's so important, then, I think you need to get your priorities straightened out in life because there are so many other pressing matters. But the civility issue, I don't know if it's about how children are raised today. I don't know if it's media conditioning or cultural conditioning. I don't know if it's the music, the newer stuff, not the stuff that I promote. Maybe it was the older stuff made the parents bad and then the kids inherited that. But I think, we've seen a big shift in sort of a culture that was more into trying to figure out how to get along to a culture that almost purposely goes out of their way to insult and inflame and make you feel insecure or bullied or looking over your shoulder. I've talked about it. The first year I was doing this, I had the Lee County Sheriff come to my house. And the reason he came because he saw the threats I was getting and wanted to do a report, wanted to take notes. I don't know what they could honestly do for me, but they wanted it on record that somebody was threatening me and my family, and they didn't think this was a joke. They were very serious about it. So when people ask me, why are you so, bent out of shape, or you're letting the haters win and this and that, it's not just that. I mean, do you just disable all the comments and block everybody? I mean, that's a solution, and I'm seriously going to look into that solution. I had one gentleman tell me that my channel would do well if I turned the comments on. Initially, that was the case, but now I'm starting to see kind of a drop-off in performance, and I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that the comments are on. I think what it has to do with is some people see the comments and think it's kind of a jungle, and they don't want to get involved with it. They don't want to even say anything positive. Or if they read the comments and they disagree with them like I do, that gets them angry, and then they engage in a useless conversation like I had on Twitter earlier today, and it just never ends because that person always wants to get in the last word. Even if you ignore them, they start flailing their arms around trying to get your attention. I've noticed that, and it's really pathetic. But this is the world we're living in, and I'm not sure how to fix it. I don't know if it can be fixed. And doing what I do, it's not just a matter of having thin skin. It's a matter of being able to navigate through all this stuff and keep my sanity, all right? I can pretty much take insult after insult. The problem is when it just doesn't go away. It just keeps coming. And I don't think, again, the subject matter is important enough for people to just go out of their way to hurl insults. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'll be back with music videos fairly soon. For now, see you soon.